When the power grid dies and chaos erupts in the streets, you'll have 60 seconds to grab what keeps you alive. Most people will choose wrong, and they won't get a second chance. Today, you're going to discover the 7 essentials that separate survivors from statistics. Forget the fantasy prepper gear and Instagram survival kits. We're stripping this down to raw truth, the 7 things that actually matter when disaster strikes. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to prioritize, how to use it, and why quality beats quantity every single time. Welcome to Food Decider, where we cut through the noise and give you real strategies for real emergencies. If you're serious about being prepared, hit that like button and subscribe, because we're building a community of people who choose survival over surrender. Let's start with the most critical essential, the one that will kill you faster than anything else if you ignore it: water. Your body's first demand when disaster hits is water. You can survive weeks without food, but only days without water. Dehydration is swift and unforgiving, leading to organ failure, impaired judgment, and ultimately death. Most people assume the tap will always flow, but that's a fragile illusion built on layers of infrastructure: electricity, treatment plants, chemical deliveries, and maintenance crews. Remove just one piece of that puzzle, and clean water disappears. When the system collapses, you're on your own. So how do you survive? You need 4 pillars of water security: filtration, storage, collection, and purification. First, filtration. A portable, high-quality water filter is absolutely essential. Brands like Sawyer Mini, Katahdin, and Life Straw are proven in the field, processing thousands of gallons and fitting easily into any pack. These aren't luxury items, they're lifelines. But here's the catch: filtration alone isn't enough. Second, storage. At home, large barrels, water bricks, and food-safe jugs buy you time. In mobile scenarios, collapsible canteens or bladders offer volume without bulk. Always plan for at least 1 gallon per person per day. Double that in hot climates or if you have children. Do the math now, not when the crisis hits. Third, collection. Stored water runs out. That's just reality. Rainwater is your most renewable supply if you're ready to capture it. A tarp, gutter-fed barrel, or even a garbage bag funnel can collect rain in a pinch. But remember, every single drop must be filtered and purified before you drink it. Fourth, purification. Boiling is the gold standard, but when fire isn't an option, purification tablets are vital. Iodine, chlorine, or unscented bleach, know the dosages, print them out, and memorize them, because Google won't be there when the grid is down. Here's what most people get wrong. They stockpile bottled water and think they're prepared. Bottles are a stopgap, not a solution. They run dry, take up space, and can crack or expire. True resilience comes from mobility, redundancy, and knowledge, the ability to purify and store water anywhere under any condition. Now let's talk about fire and heat, the power to survive when everything goes cold. Fire is more than warmth. When the grid fails, you lose heat, cooking, and sterilization. Cold kills quickly, especially when you're wet. Hypothermia can set in even above freezing temperatures. Fire is also morale, anchoring you psychologically when chaos surrounds you. So what do you need to create reliable fire? Let's break it down. Ignition first. A cheap lighter is fine until it gets wet or runs out of fuel. Redundancy is everything here. Carry ferro rods, magnesium blocks, waterproof matches, and stormproof lighters. Stash them in multiple places: on your person, in your pack, and in your vehicle. If one fails, you need backups. But having a spark means nothing without fuel. Carry what catches: cotton balls soaked in petroleum jelly, dryer lint stored in waterproof tins, alcohol gel, pine resin, or fat wood. Smart preppers don't just carry a spark, they carry tinder that will ignite even in wet conditions. For heat generation in enclosed spaces, a portable stove that runs on alcohol or twigs can keep your shelter warm enough to sleep. Combine that with thermal blankets, insulated tarps, or a tent within a room to trap warmth efficiently. But here's the part nobody wants to hear. Gear alone won't save you. You need skill. Practice building fire in adverse conditions: wet wood, low light, cold hands. Muscle memory matters more than gear when you're exhausted and under pressure. Train yourself now, in your backyard, in the rain, in the dark, because when the moment comes, your hands need to know what to do without your brain having to think about it. Next up, blades and multi-tools. Forget the Hollywood machetes and tactical fantasy knives. The blade that matters is the one you always have and know how to use. Blades are for utility, cutting rope, shaping wood, opening cans, prepping food, building shelter, and yes, defense if necessary. You need 3 types of blades to cover all scenarios. First, a folding pocket knife. This is your everyday carry. It needs a strong locking mechanism, easy one-handed opening, and quality steel, either stainless or high carbon. Brands like Swiss Army, Spyderco, or CRT are reliable and won't fail when you need them most.
4 to 6 inches of full-tang steel, strong enough for batoning wood, skinning game, or prying. Mork Knife and Kabar make excellent choices that won't break your budget but will absolutely perform under stress. Third, a multi-tool. Think Leatherman, not knockoff garbage. Pliers, screwdrivers, saws, scissors. This is urban survival's best friend for repairs and improvisation. When you need to fix something or adapt quickly, a quality multi-tool is worth its weight in gold. But owning these tools means nothing if they're dull. A dull blade is dangerous. It slips, it requires more force, and it can cause serious injury. Carry a pocket stone or compact sharpener and learn to use it properly. Practice safe cutting techniques, one-handed use, and always cut away from your body, even when you're shivering and exhausted. Let's move to something most people ignore until it's too late. Medical basics. When the system fails, ambulances stop, hospitals overflow, and pharmacies are stripped bare. A minor injury can become life-threatening if you can't address it. Your medical kit must handle 3 critical functions: stopping blood loss, fighting infection, and managing pain. For blood loss, a real tourniquet is essential. We're talking CAT or SOFTW, proven, reliable designs used by military and emergency responders. And here's the critical part. Practice applying it one-handed, in the dark, under stress. If you can't do it when your hands are shaking and someone is bleeding out, the gear is useless. For infection control, antiseptics are cheap and vital. Betadine, alcohol, hydrogen peroxide. Stock them now. You also need real gauze rolls, serious medical tape that actually sticks, and nitrile gloves. Never use latex unless you know for certain there are no allergies involved, because without an EpiPen, that allergy can be deadly. For pain management, over-the-counter medications become critical. Ibuprofen reduces swelling and inflammation, acetaminophen manages fever, aspirin can help with pain, and even cardiac events. These simple medications buy time for more serious treatment or recovery. Don't forget sanitation. Hygiene tools, gloves, soap, alcohol gel, tweezers, trauma shears are as vital as your flashlight or food. Masks, eye protection, and aprons help protect both the patient and the caregiver from cross-contamination. But once again, gear without training is just dead weight. Learn to clean and dress wounds properly. Recognize the signs of infection. Know how to splint fractures. Take a Stop the Bleed class, watch trauma response videos, and print physical guides for reference when the internet and electricity are gone. Knowledge is the real medicine. Now let's talk about tactical lighting, seeing through the darkness. When the grid goes down, darkness becomes a genuine threat. It hides dangers, erodes your senses, and breeds panic. The right light source keeps you functional, aware, and safe. For your primary light, you need something compact, rugged, and reliable. We're talking 800 plus lumens, waterproof, and impact resistant. Brands like Surefire, Olight, and Phoenix are built specifically for crisis situations. These aren't everyday flashlights. They're tools designed to perform when everything else has failed. But here's the problem most people don't think about. Wall plugs are useless in a blackout. You need rechargeability that doesn't depend on the grid. USB-powered flashlights paired with portable solar panels or crank chargers are essential. Combine those with a quality power bank and you've got weeks of reliable light. Your light also needs multiple modes. Too much light draws unwanted attention and kills your battery fast. You need high for emergencies, low for conservation, and red light mode for preserving night vision and reducing visibility to others. Red light is a game changer when you need to move discreetly. And don't overlook headlamps. Hands-free lighting changes everything for shelter building, cooking, first aid, and navigation. Adjustable brightness and rechargeable batteries are key features to look for. Train with your lighting gear before you need it. Practice navigating in total darkness, signaling for help or communication, and moving without blinding yourself or giving away your position. Your eyes and your instincts need to adapt to working in low-light environments. Let's address the uncomfortable truth. Protection. In a true collapse scenario, someone is coming. They're hungry, desperate, and convinced you have more than they do. Law enforcement is gone, and fear rules the streets. You have to make a choice: look like prey or become unapproachable. Protection starts with legal weapons. Depending on your location, this could mean a firearm, tactical baton, or even a crossbow. The specific type matters less than your ability to use it effectively under pressure. If you choose to own a weapon, train regularly. Owning a gun you can't shoot accurately is worse than useless. It's dangerous. Deterrence tools can buy you precious seconds without lethal force. Bear spray, not pepper spray, but actual bear spray, has serious range and stopping power. Personal alarms, strobe flashlights, and visible security cameras can make attackers think twice before approaching. Your home setup should focus on layered defense. Solar-powered motion lights, physical obstructions, reinforced doors, and sturdy locks slow intruders down and give you time to respond.
Defense is smarter than direct confrontation. Never underestimate perception. How you carry yourself matters enormously. Alert, calm, and prepared people get second-guessed by potential threats. Even hanging visible warning signs, whether they're true or bluffs, creates uncertainty. Certainty is often scarier than visible force. And here's something most preppers miss: community is defense. A trusted neighbor or second set of eyes is invaluable. Isolation makes you vulnerable. Building relationships now, before crisis hits, creates a network of mutual protection. But with all of this comes responsibility. Know your legal rights and the ethical weight of every decision you make. Avoid unnecessary escalation. In a true crisis, waiting for rescue isn't a strategy, it's surrender. But acting recklessly or violently when it's not warranted can destroy you morally and legally. Now, here's your gut check. You have 60 seconds and can only grab one of these 7 essentials. What would it be? The blade that never leaves your side? The water filter that buys you days? The flashlight that makes night less terrifying? Or the protection that makes you untouchable? Your answer reveals what matters most to you, and it might save someone else's life. Drop your choice in the comments and explain your logic. Survival isn't about gear lists. It's about strategy, scenarios, and honest conversations among people who refuse to be victims. If this video changed how you think about preparation, smash that like button and subscribe to Food Decider. We've got more reality-based survival content coming your way. No fluff, no fantasy, just the truth that keeps you breathing when everything falls apart. Stay sharp, stay ready, and remember, true preparation means stripping away the fantasy and rebuilding with purpose.